So it is time to do this page. And I have something to drink. I have an iced tea. And I have my watercolors, and I am going to do the background. So the water you see here, I'm going to do that. I think that this was the same color as the background here. Yeah. So I'm doing this water the same color as the water on the bottom of this one. So it matches, and also her skin will be the same and her hair will be the same color. I'm not sure about the tail yet, but I think she's going to be a lot of red hair and green rest of it. So I really enjoy using these watercolors. This is my new set, and it is of Painter Sisters. I just put water in it, so I'm not going to to show it, but yeah, I really enjoy the watercolors in there. There's a lot of color, as you can see, and on the other side of the palettes there are all kinds of iridescence and some neon colors. Yeah, they're quite good, and it is a palette that is not that expensive, so yes, I enjoy that. I'm not going to make it hard on myself. I'm just going over these bubbles. I'm also going over this, I think, and then later I can put some white acrylic marker or something on it. And since this page is really detailed, I'm not trying to make it hard on myself, especially since we still have another page to go this month. We'll see if I can finish it. We'll see. And otherwise that page will move on to next month. I do what I can, and I also still have a few days off. Oh. So yeah, I thought I would be coloring more, but I'm just enjoying some books as well to read and doing other things, and yeah, I'm just enjoying my time off a little bit more than I expected. That's good. Okay, so future Vera here, hi. The thing about these color alongs is that sometimes they take a while. And during this time, I was talking about maybe creating memberships, and things like that. And actually, I have created memberships, and I'm going to talk about it in the end of this video because that is the footage that I took um, just a little while ago. I'm sorry for Avi. She's such a drama queen. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. But I'm going to speed it up for the rest of the background because you have all already seen how I do that a gazillion times if you follow this uh, full book color along, and I just want to create a video that is not hours long. So I will be back when the time is finished. I don't know what to do with this page yet, but I think I'm going to get the colors from here into here a little bit at least. And I got the colors for her hair, which is this little section, and I have the colors that I used on her skin, which is this little section. I'm going to put that here. Alright. And I'm just going to do the hair as I always do. Just going to start with the lightest color, and yeah, I'm not sure because there are different colors, but you know what I mean. So this weekend I have been coloring a lot. Again, I don't know when this video will be online, but it's Tuesday now. Let's see, this is her, how do you call it, gills? Or her swimming flap, I don't know. Yeah, but I colored a lot this weekend, but I wasn't really motivated to create a color along, because also we talked about it in Coloring Biker Mama's live stream as well. Speaking English when it's not your first language is hard. It costs a lot of energy because I know the words in Dutch and my Dutch, of course, it's my first language, so that's fluent, but speaking English, you just have to translate what you want to say in your head and then say it. Yeah, that sometimes takes a lot of energy. This is not a complaint, by the way. I'm really glad that we, in this country, we learn English at a young age. So almost anyone in the Netherlands can speak English pretty good. But it's not, how do you say it? It's not natural. It's not natural. So when there's an expat or an international asking something in English where we don't even think and just respond to it, but it takes a little bit more of us, of our energy, and yeah, that's okay. But if you are having a monologue like with the color alongs, because yeah, this is not a live, so it's not that you are chatting to me and I can respond to it. I also have to make up the things that I'm talking about, which is fine. I actually do love talking and I do have some stories, so that's okay. I don't know if you want to hear them, but as you might know, if you follow me for a little bit longer, I am a pet care specialist. I am a shelter employee in a shelter for bunnies and for rodents, which is totally a dream job. That's a different story. I've had a shelter of my own for 10 years and now it's my job, so that's great for the biggest animal welfare company in the Netherlands. So if you're from the Netherlands, you know where I work now. That's okay. And my location stopped. The building where I worked, the rent stopped. The company that rented out our building stopped the rent, so we couldn't do anything about it. And yeah, we got out of the building, unfortunately, which was really sad. But they wanted to, the company has several shelters in the Netherlands, and they didn't want us to be done as our little shelter location. So they have been looking for a different location and it didn't really work out. So now we are going to a location that also has cats and dogs. At this moment, they are setting up the rabbits and rodents part of the shelter. And I'm working in a different shelter for now, temporarily. But I'm going to that shelter where they are setting up the rabbits and rodents parts. That shelter is a cats and dogs shelter, which means that I'm going to work with not only rodents and rabbits, but also with cats and dogs. As you might know, I really love both of them. I do have a cat. I have had 3 dogs, and unfortunately the last 2 I had to put down this summer, both of them, 2 months apart from each other, which was really, really hard. But they were old, they were healthy, almost almost or their whole life they were healthy. So I'm accepting this, even though it's still hard to have an empty house like this. But yeah, so mid-November I'm going to that shelter to work there. I do that work part-time, so I can also do YouTube. I did have a sanctuary. I do have some sanctuary animals still here in my home, but I decided to quit the sanctuary, because I've been doing this for 16 years. I've had my own shelter and then my sanctuary, and I started working at the shelter of this company, and I will continue doing that. But in my own home, I'm going to tone it down a little bit. So there are some guinea pigs and rats and mice and tenoraks. Those are exotic animals that you shouldn't have as a pet. And some other animals, and yeah, I'm going to tone them down. And also because we bought an apartment which is smaller than the place we have here. So I'm totally fine with that. The thing is, this is a really long story to just tell you one small thing. My work has always been haunting me, and I'm 3 weeks off, and yeah, there's always something happening in my weeks off, my relaxed time, that I'm like, oh, I have to do something work related. Yesterday I went out for a walk because I like going on walks. I'm going to the gym twice a week now and try to get a walk in every day for 45 minutes to 1.5 hours, depending on how I feel that day. And I was walking and there was a dog walking there, and I was like, okay, but sometimes the owner just lets an animal loose and then doesn't really look at their pet but look at their screen, and you can't tell if the animal actually has an owner because there are just people walking in this neighborhood as well. So I was like, okay, but I was keeping an eye on this dog, and it just crossed the street and walk to a whole different area and there was no one calling him back. So I was like, okay, I think you are lost, my friend. So I followed him, and 2 streets later I got to him and I did this very happy, come here, boy, come. And so he came to look what was going on. And then I could get him and I brought him home, and then I put him on the neighborhood app and social media group from the neighborhood, things like that. Um, and in 15 minutes, his owner called me like, "Oh, I heard you got my dog," and I was like, "Okay, come and get him." And she was there in 2 minutes because she was already driving around the neighborhood searching for him. And they were so happy to see him. And the fun part is, in the 15 minutes that he was in my house, he just got on my couch and he came to cuddle me, and he was so sweet. So yeah, I love happy endings to stories, but I was like, okay, my work is following me. And if you work for this really big animal welfare company, you have some, yeah, it's not rules, but you have some ethical responsibilities also outside of your work. So, for example, don't buy meat while you are in your uh, working clothes, things like that. And yeah, I don't eat meat, so I couldn't relate, but that also means that when you see an animal without an owner, you just try to help it. At least that's what I make of it. And yeah. And then last week we went to the vet with Avi because she has an ear problem. So she got an otoscopy. I'm not sure if it's the same in English, but it means that they looked inside her ear while she was brought asleep because they had to go deep into her ear. And we were picking her up, and one street next to the vet, we saw a cat got hit by a car, and the car just drove off, and it was so hard. And I saw in my rear mirror because I was driving, I saw him like on the road, spasming. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but he was having spasms. So I was like, no, I have to go back for this little kid. So I stopped the car, and he was bleeding from the mouth, and it was so horrible. I'm so sorry for telling you this story if you cannot deal with this, because it doesn't end well. I put him in my car and I drove back to the vet, which was fortunately just 1 street away. And the weird thing was that I got out of my car and I saw a man on a bike stopping next to this cat, and he was like looking at it, and then he didn't do anything. He just walked inside the house that he was going to, and I was so angry. Like, why don't you do anything? You see this cat lying there. It's not chilling there, it's in pain. But I got to him, and unfortunately, when I got to the vet, he was already gone. It was he was hit so hard. And I was lucky that my boyfriend was with me because it's something that haunts you a little bit. Thinking of doing the tail maybe another color. maybe a lighter green or purple even. I think I'm going to make her, how do you call these? Wings, flaps. Those I'm going to make green, and then I'm doing something else for that tail. Yeah, but it was so sad. And fortunately they knew the cat at the vet, and so they could call the owner right away. And also we are having, what do you call it? It's mandatory to put a chip in your dog or cat in the Netherlands. So every animal should have a chip, and every dog or cat has a chip. Problem is that when you put a chip in an animal, you should also put the chip on your name, and that's where sometimes it goes wrong. But in this case they knew the owner and they called him or her right away. So yeah, I'm sad, but also glad that they got their closure, because I told the story to the vet, like this is what happened and this is what I saw, and so they know what happened, and that someone in his last moments took care of him, kind of, because that's what I tried. So yeah, my work is haunting me these weeks, and I really hope this week nothing of that kind happens, but at the end of the week I'm already getting how do we call it? Yeah, customers. 2 little gerbils that come and stay here for a couple of weeks, because I do have a penchant for rodents, not rabbits, only rodents. Yeah, so I can talk about my job 24/7. There's so many things going on in animal land and animal rescue world. And a lot of stories are really sad, but some of them, like with the dog and that was getting reunited with its owner, that's a win, and that's nice, and that's why you work with animals, to have these little wins, even if they're losses as well. So yeah, I am going over her skin with the lightest one so it pops a little bit more. I don't know what to do with her tail. I was thinking maybe orange, because it fits her hair really nicely. But I also want to do the fish orange, or I do it red and then the fish more orange. I'm not going to do all the fish orange, by the way. These two get a different color, and this fluffy little ball, which is really cute. Yes, I really love animals. And I'm so fortunate to work with them every day. The sun is shining on the page, so I hope you don't mind. It actually still is a very nice day. There's some clouds, but the sun is here and the sky is really blue. It's really nice at the end of September, because we are going to fall here to the autumn. Alright, let me fix this up a little bit with this one, and I will be back for the rest of her tail. I am going to try to do little bits and then speed it up for the other bits, because otherwise this video will be 5 hours long. And I'm trying to keep it under 2 hours. Until now that worked, but we'll see what happens in the next videos. Yeah, but I'm going to go over a little bit and see if everything is okay. I put my colors away and I got these colors for the tail. I hope they will do the job because I do want to have her as a focal point. So I might pop some colors on the fish and make him a little bit more pale, maybe a blue or something. And there are these, like, how do you call it, stalagmites or stalactites? Yeah, I just want to make them a darkish green, gray, brown. But we'll see. I might change my mind. That's what I do on a regular basis. So I'm going in with the darkest color first for the shade, and I'm just following Kerby's shade. I'm not going to do every little piece like this because it will take so much time. So I'm just going over loosely. See, like this. Just creating the same pattern but not directly on the lines because I don't have the patience for that. If you want to, you can, but I'm okay with loosely going over. Actually really glad with the green skin. I've never did a different skin than skin tone. And because I have a very light skin, yeah, mostly I'll just do lighter skins. That's just something that automatically happens with me. I'm practicing on different skin tones, which is really fun. I love doing that because also in coloring books, everyone is an individual and different, and yeah, you can have green skin. I'm totally fine with that. And I do want to practice the hair in a different way as well, like with the I've done it before with like the highlights on the same area, like putting highlights between these things like that. I don't know how to explain, but it's a different type of coloring technique. So I'm getting the midtone now, going over the darker parts, trying not to go over everything. So I will do that with my lightest color. I don't know if you can see them, but these are the colors. So the lightest color is almost an orange. It's scarlet red, so it's still red, but when you see it next to these two, it doesn't look really red. And that's okay. So for spooky season, I already let my spinner pick the books, and I picked some pages But I also will do my October plans. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also really looking forward to my plans for next year. I already told you in some videos, if you haven't heard it already, that I have 2 project books already in my mind, which are Dromenvanger and also Flowerscape in Paradise. Dromenvanger is by Tomislav Tomik and Flowerscape in Paradise is by Maggie Anterios. 2 totally different books, but I adore them both. Flowerscape in Paradise is for realistic coloring, at least for me. You don't have to do realistic in any book if you don't like that. And the Dromenvanger is my fantasy world that I want to dive into next year. And I'm going to do, after every 3 months, I'm just going to talk if I still like doing the project book or I want to switch it up. I've seen, who was it? Maybe Coloring Bumblebee, maybe someone else do project books for 6 months, and I think that's so clever. So I'm just going to go over them every quarter if I still like it, because for now, for example, I had picked Mythographic Animals as a project book, but I'm not feeling that book anymore to do every month. And if I had committed to 3 months instead of 9, that would be, I think, a lot better. I'm going in again because I don't like that till how it looks right now, so I'm going in again with the darkest color because I think it should be a tad darker. Yeah, so I'm going to do something like that, like a quarterly checkup if I still like my project books. I'm not sure if I'm going to film that or not, but we'll see. And I hope I can do a lot more body colors. I think of doing 4 to 5 each month, and now I'm doing 2 or 3 ish, so that would be fun. And yeah, I have all these experiment books and I'm in doubt about those because I like them. I like doing experiments in them and trying out different materials, things like that. But I also really want to color in my serious coloring books. And I would like to grow my channel, and I feel like I can do that by coloring more pages in books that other people have and can relate to more instead of doing wallpaper pages all the time. So I might just get those out of my shelf and maybe put in my spinner a chance of doing a project book which is smaller than it is now, because I think I have 11 experiment books and I'm about to finish one, so next year that will be 10. And I have 74 books in total now, so 1 out of 7 will be at least a project book to color in, and I think that's just too much. But I'm not sure about this yet. I just don't know yet what to do with that, because I do buy books to finish them all, and yeah, maybe I'll just take those experiment books out and put them, I don't know, downstairs with some simple materials next to it so I can color downstairs as well. But I'm going to give them less attention, and my other books by my fun illustrators, I want to give them more of a chance. But I still don't know how. I still don't know how to do that, but we'll see. Okay, so her tail is getting a little better, a little brighter. It pops a little bit more. So I'm going over with the mid-tone again, and then I'm going over with the light tone, and then we'll see the difference. Sometimes when you're not happy about some coloring, you just need to go over again, especially with colored pencils. Sometimes it's just not finished yet. You just needs more pigment on the paper. And I truly feel that with polychromos they need a lot of layers, and polychromos is of course what I use most in this book. So yeah. Kind of proud of doing the whole siren. I'm not going to call her a mermaid, she's evil. Not saying sirens are evil, but most of them aren't really friendly. Yeah, I think this is so much better. She has a very bright tail. I think it fits her hair. Redhead with a red tail. Okay. Great. Yep. Okay, here we are again with the, I call it a Kill Tritan page, because it looks a little bit like a evil Tritan, and she killed it, but she's evil too, so I don't know. I am using new colors. I will write them down again. A new piece of paper. I did something very well. I put a stack of paper in my drawer so I can get it when I need it. Alright. I'm going to work with Albrecht Dürer's for his tail and his whole body actually, because it is one piece. It doesn't really stop anywhere. So I'm just going to create a whole blue guy. Okay, so these are the Albrecht Dürer's. Tritan. I'm calling him Tritan. I don't know what his name is, but okay. So I'm going to do everything in the lighter blue, and then I'm going over with the shade color. I'm also going to activate the Albrecht Dürer with water, so it will maybe blend into each other a little bit, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to close the door because otherwise you will hear the washer. So it's better, I hope. Yeah, sometimes I just get excited about something like, yay, I'm going to color and film it, and then I just go and I don't think about preparing it. So I'm sorry for that, but I hope you enjoy my enthusiasm. So I just shared my completed pages video, and my plans video will also be already online when I'm posting this. And by the way, I'm not doing really nice coloring because I'm going over water, so with the overtures you don't really need to do anything fancy. You're going to push the color around with your pencil, with your paintbrushes. We call them penselen, so that's why I wanted to say pencils, but all right. So yeah, I got some videos out, and our 3 weeks off are finished. So my boyfriend is at work for the first time today after our 3 weeks off. So I have a lot of time to work on my YouTube channel again because I just worked 3 days, so I'm starting this week as well, but for 3 days, and Mondays and Tuesdays are always my days off. And before YouTube I was cleaning cages because I have a sanctuary. I still am cleaning cages, but it has been less. I do have a few amount of pets that will stay with me coming weeks. Because I think the next holiday is already here in the Netherlands. So that's nice. There are rats and gerbils and some chinchillas. And they will stay, yeah, it differs per group, but most of them stay 1 or 2 weeks. In summer I have animals that stay here for 3 weeks, which is a long time, but I kind of enjoy it because some animals have been here before and I know them a little bit, and it's really fun to get to know them. And I'm also a little bit sad because we bought an apartment. It means I will have less space when we move. They still have to build it, so it will still take 2 years, but I won't be able to help as much animals as I usually can. But that's okay, this is a choice I made, and I wanted to have a little bit more rest, and if I am a little bit burned out from YouTube, I can take a break. If I'm a little bit burned out for animals, yeah, good luck. You just have to make sure they're okay either way, so you cannot stop caring for them. Just realize this is part of his head, so. And I'm going to make it a little bit more interesting by adding polychromos on top when it is dry. I might use some darker purples or something like that. But I had a very nice 3 weeks. Went shopping because I really needed new clothes, and now my clothing, I'm really glad with it, with what's in my closet now. Got like a, how do you call it? huispak. Like a sweater with a baggy, like a house, a pants that you wear in the house, like a jogging, chill, well, you know what I mean, trainers, I guess. I got 2 regular pants. I got a really nice top, like a blouse kind of thing. And I bought a stack of t-shirts because I lost some kilograms, so yeah, these look better on me. Oh, and I bought 2 other sweaters. So I'm happy with my clothing now, and I usually don't have a lot, so I really had less clothing than you should have. So yeah, I'm glad that I have some now, some more. And I actually also bought earrings, and that's funny because I haven't been wearing earrings in years. It has been so long since I wore earrings, so I had to punch them through the holes again. And in one ear that kind of hurts. But I wore them yesterday because we went out to a board game day, which was fun. And yeah, I was pretty excited, and I wore my new blouse, and my boyfriend told me that I really looked like, what do you call it? Like I was finally happy with myself, and yeah, I think I am. So still working on it, still going to the gym 2 times a week, and still eating well. We did buy a lot of sweets. My boyfriend, he went to Germany, and they have a lot of like things with vegan things with chocolate, so he brought some. And we also went to the Lidl. I'm not sure how you call it. I think Lidl. We call it Lidl. And yeah, there they also had like these, what do you call it? Seasonal. Yeah, I think it's seasonal. I'm going to put another layer of the lighter one just to have more pigment. Yeah, so they had all kinds of seasonal things like, how do you call those? Pretzels? Do you call them pretzels as well? Like the little figures with salt on it, covered in chocolate. And I was like, I've never seen that here. So let's take it. And we had several of things like that. So, but I usually am the snacker in the house, and that's less. My boyfriend, he doesn't snack that much. When he's hungry, he just gets a sandwich, which is really regular thing to do in the Netherlands. That smaller one. I actually put my little rag. Do you call it a rag? I'm really doubting myself today, so sorry about that. Might sound stupid, but the little rag to put on the water paint, the brushes on. I put it in the washer, but not all paint got out, and that's okay. It's the Paul Rubens thing. And I was like, maybe I should wash it once a month or something. I don't know how much you wash those. I use a lot of water-based mediums. I really love my ombre doers. I love my new colors. I also really love just my watercolors, so yeah. And I also love using water-based markers with water, because I don't know how, but water-based markers always bleed through with me. I don't know if you have the same, but some colorists, they just use it and it doesn't go through. And I have the Ohuhu Pube markers, which are actually paper friendly and advertised as yeah, paper friendly, and it doesn't bleed through very quickly, but it does in the end. So I do use the fine liner side of it because that doesn't bleed through as quickly, but if I use the brush, it does, except with the lighter colors. Oh well, just trying out different things. Love using multimedia on a page. So I think some fish will be orange on this page, and I'm going to do these, I think, hues of green and brown. This page just, I don't know, usually I put so many colors on pages, but some pages are better with a color palette that isn't that bright. And Dark Fairytales specifically, it's dark, so try to use colors that aren't too bright. They're a little bit muted or something like that. Okay, you've seen how I did this part, so I'm going to do this and speed it up a little bit. And I got some new colors out, which I'm going to use on his, I don't know what it is, chest piece, but also to shade with. These are the colors. Yeah. I'm getting the lightest one. Let's go over the, I don't know what this is, but it looks like seaweed, but it's fancy seaweed because it's purple. It's totally fine. Also just ate my lunch. Some soy yogurt. It's called gurt. Okay, so I'm going to go over the lightest parts of him to see what effect it has, and I think that will be fun. And it kind of naturally divided the different blue hues. Probably won't be the most logical placements of shadows, things like that, but that's not why I'm coloring. I'm coloring because I want fun. Usually I do look at shade placements, but for this part I'm just going to do something fun. I think it's nice. So I just told my personal trainer that I'm going to continue, not with personal trainer, but training by myself, because that's what I have been doing for the past 6 weeks, and yeah, it works. I'm going and I'm so proud of myself, so yeah, I'm totally fine with it. I'm going to use the darkest one now to shade, and then I'm going from dark to light. So if you have seen more of my videos, you know that that is what I do regularly. That first I'm going to base it with the lightest color, and then I'm going in with dark to light, finishing off with the lightest color to also kind of blend. And for me that works. Some colorists, I think all colorists, have a different approach. I'm also going over the darkest parts of his body with this. It's really getting a purple hue. I kind of enjoyed that. Yeah, so this morning I stepped on the scale and I wasn't happy, but then I remember myself that losing weight is not linear. If you're in the same journey of losing a little bit weight or getting fitter, especially when you're a woman, it's not linear. Also, your energy is not linear. It really depends on where you are in your cycle. And it's my time of the month, I think next week again. And I noticed that a week beforehand I'm already crashing. So yeah, well, that's okay. I know that, and I know that I should have mercy on myself, and I think it's okay. Should be kind to yourself, especially during that period of time. I just talked about having a lot of chocolate in the house. That's not good, but we'll see. I'm getting better at just leaving it alone and just I'm eating my breakfast, I'm eating my lunch, and then somewhere in the afternoon I usually have a snack, which can be a fruit or something with sugar, or a fruit has sugar, but something that isn't as healthy as fruit. Little piece of chocolate or something like that, or cookies, but not a large amount. I just get 1 or 2 cookies, one if it's small, or if it's big. Just 1 piece of fruit, and if I'm still hungry then I get some cucumber or something like that. And also I just drink, I don't like Coke Zero or Diet Coke, you call it Diet Coke maybe. So I just take regular Coke, but once or twice a week, that's it. So yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of myself. And also I've been walking a lot lately. That is a little bit harder because my boyfriend keeps saying that he wants to join me, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going now, are you joining me? And he's like, meh. Okay, but I just learned to say, I'm going, do you want to join, or am I going alone? Because I can just put on my headphones and listen to some music or podcast, and I actually am good. And when I'm walking alone, I'm walking farther than I do, like 45 minutes to an hour. And with him, he usually wants to do a walk that is around 30 minutes, which is fine. But it's less than when I go alone, so I'm okay with going alone. I usually am okay with being alone, so I think that's also very important that you enjoy yourself in your free time. Ooh, I think this turned out pretty good. I'm going to do this more often, use a different color on a base. I've been doing that, but not like this. He's a little bit more, he pops a little bit more than I had in mind. There are not a lot of pages that turn out the way that I thought they would be, so I'm okay. Okay, so now I'm going over with the lightest one to get rid of everything that I still see through and to blend the colors. I'm actually thinking about the Tritan, the what she holds in her hand, the weapon, to maybe make it gold, and also what she holds in her hand. I'm not sure if I have a gold paint. I might have. Let's see. We have a gold paint somewhere. What happened with this? This is a royal gold. That's nice. This one doesn't have swatches that I can see. These are more opaque. These shine more. I think I'm going for these because I don't really need the shine. I just want the gold. What do you mean? I just want the gold. It shines, right? Just putting away my pencils. What I usually do, I activate the paint first, and I do that by this thing. So I suck up the water, and then I'm going to use this color, so I put a few droplets on there. This way the water will turn, the paint will turn a little bit softer to use. I'm going to clean this one. And I'm going to get a smaller one. This one's smaller. Wet it. And then in the meantime the paint already loosened up a little. As you maybe can see. Okay. A little bit. You can see that it loosened up. And if you don't use that, that's alright, because it just dries and then you can activate it again. You can activate it 1,000 times if you want, so it doesn't matter. Sorry if you hear my neighbors. They mostly talk really loud to each other. This thing also gold. She's looking at it like, this is gold, so I'm making it gold. I actually don't know what she's holding. If anyone knows, please let me know. It's like some kind of plug or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is a good choice, making it gold. Love it. And I'm trying to put a thick layer on it, because with watercolors you can water it down, but I don't want to water it down too much because I do want a good amount of gold. I think I might do the crystals, a different color. I just love this book, don't you? If you're watching this and you're enjoying yourself, please let me know if you're coloring along this page, or what are you doing at the moment while watching this? You're cleaning your house? Coloring? Are you coloring this page or maybe in a different book? Speaking of coloring together, I just released my memberships at the end of September, and my Creative Critters tier, which is the middle one, already has some members, which is really fun, and I'm really thankful. and we are doing a prompt. And I shared a prompt in the chat with them, and then I'm also sharing what page I am doing. But it is a body color, but you don't have to do the same page. You have to look up the prompt. So they are going to see what page will fit the prompt for them. And then we are going to color together live, and I don't know when this video will be online, but we are going, well, I hope before that. We are going to do the 12th of October, a Sunday. We are going to do the live body color. So I'm coloring the page that I chose, and then they can do the same if they have the same book and page and like it. But they can also just pick the real page that that fits the prompt. I think this is very pretty, actually. I'm going to do, while I'm here, I'm going to do the little crystal here. Just take a sip. A little bit of iced tea. Purple. And it will look like he was killed by his own weapon. Maybe I can do his necklace purple as well. I think that will be fun. Yeah, so activated the purple again. As you can see, maybe I already used this one before. I think I'm going to get the smaller brush, the 00. Yeah, it's better. So when we have the holiday, I always, and I think I'm weird, like it's weird, but I always love cleaning out my whole house. So after the holiday, I really feel energized with an more empty house and things like that. And I also wanted to go to the car wash, but I couldn't make it, unfortunately. Might go tomorrow. Yeah, but I just want to go over everything and throw everything out that doesn't suit me anymore. I really want to know, are you the same? Or am I weird? I might be weird. I think I am. I've never heard someone mention when their holiday starts, oh, I'm going to clean up my house. Yes, that is nice. Cleaning my brush for a bit. I think I'm going to make it a little bit easy on myself, and I'm going to do these maybe a dark green. Yeah, I think a dark green will fit. And I will use the Albrecht Dürers again. But I will not color the creatures in there, but everything else. And then I can go over with different use to make the different details stand out. I think this is the, I'm going to try these two. The Albrecht sets, I have 60, and with the polychromos I have 120, so sometimes I miss some colors. Let's see. Pine green and deep cobalt green. Let's see. Going in with pine green first because that's the lighter color. Yeah. Make sure you can see something. Sometimes I don't think about it and then my book is not fully in screen. So I hope you don't mind, I'm just a human. Well, we did do those. We're getting close to the end actually. We still have to do the fish. We have some life here, but I think I might do them the same color and here as well. And then we just have the shells to go. I do want to go over with some color on these. Pillars? Pillars. Yes, I was really thinking hard. I'm going to do them the same as I did the Tritan, with the light one and then the darker one in the shades a little bit because I'm going over water. I'm going to speed this part of the process up for you. So it dried. It's another entire other day, so I'm going to see if I can get some shading in here with just one color. And if it works, I will write the color number down, but I'm going to try this one as well. I think that one is better. It's a little bit more greenish-y. Greenish-y. It's a good word. Oh, and it actually is this color. Doesn't seem right. Is it? Yeah, it is the same color, but it doesn't look the same. That's weird. Or, ooh. Okay. So I think I misplaced the numbers for the colors. I'm so sorry. Now take a sip. Because I'm thirsty. And you could totally do a darker shade here, but I'm just going to do little bits and pieces, and I don't want to make the contrast too big. So it's a different day again, and I have been working, and I do notice that when I had a day behind me, like I had especially when I have been working, that I'm a little bit more tired and my speech is worse, but also I'm taking more time to talk, so that's better, I guess. You hear Pinky on the background. I've been getting some questions about him. Pinky is my bird. He is a Senegal parrot, and we call it bonteboer in Dutch, or Senegal papegaai. And I have had him for I think 9 years now, and he is, I think he's around 18 or something, or 50, I don't know. I have to look that up. I'm so sorry. How can I not know the age of my own child? But I have so many. I think I like this. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and Pinky is the one that you might have heard in other videos, but I moved upstairs and Binky is living downstairs because we are mostly downstairs, except when we sleep, but yeah, birds sleep early, so he's okay with that. But my partner is not home at this moment, and I think he is missing me, so I might go and sit downstairs a little bit after I finish this. But I actually do want to finish this page today, because I just have to do the fish, her crown, and the shells, I guess. So that's very nice. And we also went to work after our weeks off, so he has been seeing us a lot lately, and then today and yesterday we both worked, and my partner is home early, and yeah, I'm not. But he's not home now because he went to a soccer match. Checking if you're still in screen every now and then. Yeah, and I just want to upload this video hopefully before or in the weekend. And I hope you all want to color along with me. personally, I really do like color alongs, because you can color with the person that's coloring, but you can also just do your own thing and color your own page. And I usually do that because I just have my own plans, and yeah, in my own plans I just want to do my own thing. But I still like watching someone else color and listening to them chat. And that's also why I really love watching live streams. Because I love watching them so much, I'm really excited to do my own live stream. Yeah. And I'm also very interested to see if I can color and also keep up with chat. If there is any chatting, I hope so. Because I do want to talk to you, and yeah, but I also want to color. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I have a feeling this really also already has a good shading. I guess I did put more paint on the parts that I wanted to have more shade, because those already are a little bit more, a little bit darker. That's fun. Still really love the purple hue on this guy. Love learning new things, seeing new things come to life. And even if you have used this color combination 1,000 times, it's still fun. Alright, I think I'm going to leave the greens as is. I'm going to do the crown, and I already had colors for the crown. I'm going to check it. I'm just not organized at all, because I don't usually write down what I'm doing with the colors. But if you have this page and then you have this page with, you know, the same crown, you do want to use a little bit of the same colors. But I think I'm not going to use all the colors. I think I'm going to use the lightest and the darkest together. So I'll see if this is 123. Ooh, that's this color actually. And the lightest is 190. And the reason I'm skipping a few is because it's so small. You won't really be able to tell. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more easy and doable for myself. So I'm going to find 135. 35. This is you, and 249, which is you, and then for the blues 110. 110 is one of my favorite blues. And 247. This one. Alright. I actually really have a thumb that is aching, and I'm really scared that it's because of the coloring, because I do press really hard. So yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to try and use the same colors on the same elements, but it's okay if it doesn't. This is just going to be a quick one. And I see that I also have to do her eyes, because those were red. Blues, some blue, and then a little bit blue. I don't know. It's really the crown. I think it has to be the same. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a really loud sneeze. I think the crown should be the same, but it's a different angle as well. So I'm just doing whatever. Yep. And then I'm going to put them back. So I hope it's not the coloring that makes my thumb hurt, because if that's the case, I might have to get a break. I also wrote things down, what I did. Skin, hair. These has to be the eyes. Yeah. But they are really small, so I'm just going to get a red one and color them. I'm not going to make it harder for myself than it has to be, like that. Oh, I'm allergic. I don't know. No, I really don't know what's happening. All right. I used two different, show you. I used lighter ones for these and darker ones for these, but now they're all underwater. And I want to give them the same color, so I'm going to get those colors. Let's see, 108. 115. 113. Let's do the other one. 121. And 225. This one. That was quick. I think I'm going to do these, like these eels, water dragon types, with the lighter colors, and then the ones that are closer to her, I give the darker color. I'm going to base it with the lightest color, and I'm going to try to not push too hard with my pencil, because I really think my thumb is hurting, and it's already 2 days because of the coloring I do. So I have to learn that I should not do that. I'm going to color in this one, and then I'm going to color in this one, and the others I'm going to do off screen. And then we only have the shells left. So I'm getting the darkest color now. I had a really tough day today at work. It was really busy. Loads of sad animals that needed help, and also sad people. I was crying when I hung up the phone with someone that, I'm sorry. I'm not crying, I'm okay. I'm just really, well, she called, and I work in an animal shelter, and I mentioned this before, so you might know it, you might never seen me color before and not know it. But there was this lady and she called today and she was like, yeah, I'm 59 and I'm really sick. She has the big C, which is really hard to hear because who doesn't hate that illness? My dad died from it, so I know exactly how scary it can get. And she was like, my daughter, she's 22 and she just started her new life in Portugal, and it's her life. But when your mom is so ill, and rest of the story. So she calls an animal shelter because she has 3 rabbits. She also had some guinea pigs, but she was worrying about the rabbits the most because one of them has a problem with his teeth, and every 3 weeks she has to go to the vet for that. And that is a rabbit that we cannot really give a good home to because nobody adopts those animals. Almost nobody does. And it also was a group of 3. But she was like, yeah, I just want some help. And I have always been helping animals in need. And now I'm in need and I'm asking everyone for help. And nobody is helping. And she just touched, I don't know what it was. I was so touched by her story, and I think it's so sad that, I don't know how it is in different countries, but I think it's the same, that older people, they tend to be so lonely, and I was really feeling for her. So after 45 minutes, we hung up the phone and I was like, okay, guys, I just need a minute, and I walked away because I was crying. Well, I'll do another one. So yeah, that was really hard. And then I tried to secure her a little bit, and she called because she wanted to have a place for them when she couldn't take care of them anymore. And that's what we are for. So I ensured that they could go to us. But it was so heartbreaking. Yeah, so sometimes things like that happen, and we love, of course we love animals, but you also have to get along with humans, and a lot of humans are not so nice to their pets, but this woman, she was so sweet. So I helped her as good as I could, and I'm just going to call her back next week to make sure she's okay. Because I just feel like like I have to. So I'm going to finish the fish and then I will be back. Alright, I did all the fish and I think they're okay. I usually am really bold with colors, but I'm trying to tone it down a little bit. So that's why I didn't give every fish their own color. I'm going to do the shells next, and that's the last bit actually. And I decided to use the same colors as I used on the crown. So there will be purple, pink and blue shells there. And this one I was thinking of doing pink because he is already blue with purple. So I'm starting with that. Putting these down carefully. And this looks a little bit like moss, so I might go in with a mossy green for those. So excited that this page is almost finished. I think it took a really long time, and I hope that I can edit this video until something that has takes less than 2 hours. That's kind of my goal mostly with these pages, but I'm not sure. We'll see. So I'm bringing down the base with the lightest pink, which is 119. I'm going in with the darkest color for the darkest shading. So I hope you had a good day. I did. I had the work story, but you know, this happens not often, but sometimes you have days like these. Also, I think it's because it's the time of the month, you know. I'm getting really emotional, so yeah. And it's okay. Just eat some chocolate and before you know it's gone again. Yeah, you know, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm not in a huge lot of pain. Sorry if there's any guys watching that, well, you should learn about it if you don't want to talk about it yet. But yeah, some women really are in a lot of pain every month, and I'm just uncomfortable and emotional. I love this page. Isn't that fun? I'm going to see if I can get a mossy color. This one, I think. Green olive, maybe a little bit mossier. Green opaque. I also have green yellowish. Yeah. Just sharpen it for those little details. Yeah, I think that's fun. Oof, my point broke. Let's move it up a little. I'm sorry if you couldn't see. I'm just giving these little things a mossy kind of color. They're like moss seaweed bits growing on the shell. That's fun, yeah. Okay, these two I want to make purple. They look like flowers, so why not? So the bottom part I'm doing the darkest one, then I'm going mid-tone. I'm not going to do hard stuff, just enjoy finishing this page. Alright. And I tend to go over everything with the lightest color so it pops out better. Then this cone I'm going to make blue. And I'm going just to play around with the colors a bit and see what I want to make. What color? And I actually am really excited about the next page. That's the double spread where Ariel with her legs is taking Eric to the water, and in the water there are a lot of sirens waiting for him. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that one. Will be a dark page, so I might use some really dark blues and maybe a greenish blue for the sky. As if it's going to storm, you know, the green grayish. We always call it a dirty sky. Because it looks dirty and muddy. But I'm not sure yet. I always do something else when I'm starting the page. I'm just winging it. Can you still see what I'm doing? Yep. Kind of. Alright. These urchins. I'm also going to make purple. Because they are cute. I'm going to do the tips, the darkest one. And I might just use the lightest color over. Because they're so small. I really hate coloring on the edge of the paper. I'm sorry for the noises, that's actually my chair. It sounds so nasty, but it's my chair. I actually want to save my YouTube money to maybe buy a really good comfy chair, like a gaming chair. I think those are really comfy, and then you have the ones with the where you can also put your feet on. It'd be really fun. I'm going to do this one with pink as well. At this point I don't really mind which one is going to be which color. To do the middle part a little bit darker. Then I'm going in with the lighter for the outer parts. Going to move again, so I'm sorry for that sounds. No, he's not doing it, okay. Actually really like this page. I like how it turned out. I also like that if you put a color down with a water medium, like the floor here. Yeah, I can put shade in there, but it isn't necessary. Same with the greens. I could also just leave them and it would be fine, because Kerby really helps you with shading. And I really love that. So you can make it as hard or easy on yourself as you like. And I'm trying to do a mix of both. So some facets of the page I'm giving a little bit more love, like this body here because it's in the middle, and then the floor here. Nobody's going to look at that. Blue. This one will be blue. Da-ba-dee-da-ba-die. So I put a little cat bed down in this room, and I showed that in my Halloween spinner video that Evie really likes to sleep there. She's sleeping there right now because we are home alone, the two of us. Yeah, it's really fun to have her here. She just wants to be with you. She would rather be on my lap, but she doesn't do that, except when I'm on the couch or something like that. I think I'm going to do those both purple because he already is so blue. So blue. So blue. So before we finish off this page, I want to let you know that I have memberships now. And there are 3 tiers. The first one is the Zoo Crew. And when you're a member in the Zoo Crew, you get the badge behind your name, and you can use the emojis that I made. And you also get a shout out after in my completed pages videos. The second tier, which is the most popular, is the Creative Critters tier. And in this one I am taking you on, I'm giving you a monthly prompt, and we are going to do a live buddy with that prompt. So I already got the prompt for October out, and the 12th of October is the first live for the tier. So if you want to join, well, you may be my guest, become a member. And then the third tier is the Color Questers, which is a gamified coloring quest storyline. So I'm telling you a story in a live video, and you are getting quests and assignments, and it's really fun. And you also get a prompt to color in before the next video or the next live where we're going further with the story. So I'm thinking of doing some kind of trailer about this because it sounds really hard, but it's not. It's just fun, having fun. But the second tier, the Creative Critters, will start soon. And yeah, if you want to join, please try out. I would love to have you there. And I'm putting my pencils back now because I think we are done with the page. And I actually really like it. I like the gold, I like the siren, I like her colors, and she has the same background color as she has here, and she is the same individual. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I hope you colored along. Please let me know if you colored along. Put a picture down in the community tab or in my Instagram. I would love to see it. Just tag me if you do color along. And I will see you in the next one. Then we are going to do this double spreaded page, which will be a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you for watching, and bye.